Greetings and salutations, YouTubers. This is ZillaFan85 back today with my latest video, my latest figure review. Today we're going to go ahead and take a look at my Bandai Toho Kaiju series Orga figure. Oh yeah, so definitely was looking forward to reviewing this guy for a while now. Orga, of course, was the kaiju featured in the 1999 film Godzilla 2000. So he, obviously was the sort of alien kaiju that Godzilla fought in the film. Basically, just a very sort of quick rundown that that UFO that was featured in the film. That was awoken basically by the humans, that Godzilla unit, and when it did, it was looking for like a host basically to adapt and thrive on the planet, and it ended up finding Godzilla and essentially wanted to make itself into a Godzilla clone, so it spawned this kaiju which sort of morphed it. The first, when you first see Orga on film, he had sort of like this, almost like this octopus-like design, octopus or squid-like design, and then he sort of morphed into this form, which he was basically trying to become a Godzilla clone. That's why I guess he was engulfing Godzilla's head, trying to basically copy the G cells and trying to become a clone. Like I said, you did see actually the dorsal spines protruding. It's pretty cool nonetheless. So I've definitely always liked Orga, and even though, as I've openly admitted, just my own opinion, I'm not the biggest fan of the Millennium era of the Godzilla films. I prefer Showa most of all, and then Heisei after that. But from the Millennium era, this Godzilla 2000 was definitely one of the more standout films to me. It was one that I always liked, and I did see it in theaters when it came out. It had a US release, so that was pretty cool. Nonetheless, though, let's go ahead and jump into this figure review here. What we're going to start with is actually the card, the tag that Orga came with, so you guys can see that here. And I got a little bit of a new setup today. Well, not really a new setup. I'm just, instead of using my digital cam, I'm actually using my phone today. I wanted to try this out and see how this goes with these reviews. So let me know how you guys are liking this. If you think that this is better than my than using my digital cam, or if I should stick to using my phone. So, feel free to comment and let me know, guys. Anyways, though, so here, nice card, the G17 on that, and you see Orga with the Japanese titling there, 1999. I'm definitely liking the way that my phone focuses, by the way. It seems to be focusing a little better than my camera. And then, of course, you got the legal information on the inside of the tag here. Very, very cool. And then the back with the Godzilla trademark logo. Of course, the Godzilla 2000 imprint there. Very, very cool. And, of course, Bandai, and Bandai made in China, 1999. Very, very cool. Nice tag, and really nice little money shot of Orga there on the front. So I definitely do like it. So let's go ahead and jump into the figure itself, though, now, starting with the paint and the detail. So you sort of see the main color scheme of Orga here. It's done in this sort of brownish gray color, I would say, is kind of the best way to describe it. I think the movie, it should be like a little bit of a darker gray, I think, was sort of his color scheme. So not 100% movie accurate, but I still think it's pretty good overall. And the other thing was, when you see Orga in this form fighting against Godzilla, it was at nighttime, so it's kind of a little bit difficult to really disseminate and get a good feel for what his exact color scheme should be. But pretty cool nonetheless. And not only the brownish gray for the main parts, but you can also see these sort of highlights along his body. Like, you got this silver highlight, kind of goes from his neck all the way down, and actually sort of down into the tail there too. So that's pretty cool. You also have some black wash done around him there, around here. which looks really cool. Nice scaling done for him. Nice cracks along the skin, as you guys can see there. All the scales, all the bumps and grooves. Really, really looks cool. And I think the way that the paint is done, it kind of helps make it pop a little bit, especially with some of the black wash and whatnot. And here you got that shoulder cannon. Let's see if I can see if we can get a little bit closer look at that. Some of the detail work on that. And then sort of like a kind of like a dulled out contrasting color on the where the shoulder cannon actually is there. You guys can kind of see it there, which was cool. That was a cool little attack that he used. Unfortunately, he didn't use it but what, just a couple times in the movie, but I always thought it was pretty cool nonetheless. Then moving down into the head and the face area here, it does have this sort of metallic blue highlight done on the face. Now this basically sort of replicates when he had like his mouth wide open and he was like, trying to swallow Godzilla's head or whatever he was doing there. It was a weird scene, but you saw like his skin started changing color and you saw like some of this metallic blue start running through his face and his neck and running along his body. And then, of course, like I said, the dorsal spine started protruding from his back as well. So that was a pretty cool scene there. So I kind of like that they depicted that metallic blue highlight there. And I think it helps make the figure pop a little bit more, honestly. I really, really do appreciate that. Got all the detail work there, too, for that sort of very grotesque looking face that Orga had, which I think is really cool. I like the yellow eyes that they gave him that really help it pop. You got sort of that off-white color for the teeth there. And these are actually not just painted, they are actually sculpted, these teeth. So that's something I always appreciate when they do with the figures. And let's take a look at the inside of the mouth. You got like the tongue there in this deep red color, and same along the roof of the mouth. Try to get that to highlight there. I'm not going to zoom in too much because it's a little bit hectic to deal with that. So I'll just try to use my hand and just kind of point it out to you guys. Hopefully the camera picks it up decently enough. I really like that. And then of course you got more like the bumps and scales on the underside of his jaw and his neck. And of course, you got some of that detail work done for the chest area, and then that very very almost skeletal structure for his for his abdomen area there. All those scales and almost sort of muscles, very muscular tone. You got this sort of almost like a sort of again sort of like an off-white color done for his chest and his abdomen area, as you guys can see there. So that's a pretty cool little touch as well. And of course, again, you got all the detail work on the arms, more of that black wash there, and those very, very long, grotesque, sharp claws that he's got there. Very, very cool on both of his arms. I like that for sure. And again, all the scales and all like these sort of warts and all these wrinkles and everything along his legs there. Really, really looks pretty cool. And then you got this sort of silverish color for the toe claws, as you guys can see on both of his feet there, with all the detail work. And they didn't use that color for the finger claws for whatever reason, but still looks pretty cool nonetheless. And you got detail work on the bottom of the feet here, which I definitely appreciate. And then of course the tail itself, very, very scaly and segmented there. And then as you can see on the bottom, you got all your copyright information. Try to make sure I pick that up in there. Bandai 1999, made in China. Very, very cool. Again, all the scales here done for this sort of frill on the end of his tail, which I definitely do like. At first, when you watch the movie, you wouldn't realize Orga even had this long of a tail, but he actually does if you take a closer look. So that's pretty cool. And they did a nice attention to detail there. Again, more of the scales with some of the black wash highlighting it. Nice detail work all around the back. Everything here. I think this figure, honestly, to me is fantastic. They really knocked Orga out of the park. That pretty much covers it for the paint and the detail. As far as the articulation goes, again, it's a Bandai vinyl figure, so it's going to be pretty basic. You don't have anything in the head. The arms, as you do see, they do swivel. Now, because of the way that they join into the shoulders here, it's not going to be like a traditional, like, rotating around like that. It's going to be more swiveling out and in. Essentially, if it wasn't for the sculpt, they would be able to go all the way around, but obviously with the sculpt, that's going to hinder that movement. But still, really nice range of movement, as you see the way that they swivel there. You do have like a segment here, but I think this is just a glue seal, and I don't mess with those. So, but still pretty good range of movement in the arms. The legs, as you guys can see, they can kind of got to just shimmy the arms out of the way a little bit, but the legs, they can actually rotate all the way around, as you guys can see there. Now the other side, and full rotation there out of the legs. And lastly, you have the tail right here where it joins into the main part of the body. So the base there, and that can swivel, and you can go all the way around on the rotation there. So 5 points of articulation, which is standard for your basic Bandai vinyl figures. So, but these joints are probably a little loose on my figure, just because of the way I have it stored. It's probably caused that to happen. But nonetheless, though, you still really do get a decent range of movement either way. So definitely much appreciated. And now for sizing. Let's go ahead and pull out the ruler here, and let's see if I can grab the camera and show you guys. So when you're looking, so you want to pretty much look at the top of his back. It's like the highest point on his body there, and pretty much, as you can see, it lines up right about 6.5 inches. So it's pretty much right in that scale range. So meaning he should scale in pretty well with your 6 to 7 inch figures. And for the size comparison here today, I do not have a Godzilla 2000 figure in my collection, unfortunately. So just grabbing a random Godzilla, one that I've already reviewed, my SH Monster Arts 1989 Godzilla, which is in the 6 inch range, and you can see how they scale in and actually look pretty darn good together here, if I do say so myself. So again, he will scale in very well with your 6 to 7 inch figures, I think. So let's go ahead and take Godzilla out of the way there. And okay. And other than that, as far as pricing goes, now this is an older Bandai figure, and it is getting more and more rare. When I picked him up, he was about $50. The price has actually gone up since then. From what I've been seeing online now, you're looking at about $70 and up to get a hold of this Bandai Orga figure. So you do have to realize that, again, it's in more of that rare kind of category at this point. But if you are in the market and you got the money to spend on it, in my opinion, this is an absolutely fantastic Bandai Orga figure. I really highly praise this guy. But other than that, though, folks, that's pretty much it for today's video. I would definitely like to thank you guys so much for watching. If you would like to subscribe, please feel free to do so. If you would like to like and or comment on any of my videos, please feel free to do so as well. And just remember, Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, you be good to yourselves, and sayonara.